Well, obviously, I weren't involved in the riots, but I promise you, that was the most entertaining 4 or 5 days of my life in terms of watching the news. So what happened was, in ISIS, when I was there in 2011, you have TVs in your cell. So the way it works is you get like 3 tiers. You get basic, standard, and enhanced. When you're on basic tier in ISIS, you just get TV, you go to the gym and stuff like that, education and that. When you're on enhanced, I didn't get to go on enhanced, but you get other perks and that. I don't know what they might be, but when you're on basic, that's exactly what it is. Basic. I think they take away your TV and stuff. Yeah, that never happened to me. So in ISIS, I had my TV on 24 hours. In Feltham, they used to switch off the power at like midnight. It was literally lights out. In Feltham, they used to have like small fuse boxes outside the cell, and they used to just literally just hit the main switch. But in ISIS, there were no fuse boards and that. So I used to just leave the TV on 24 hours. I never turned the TV off. Yeah. So anyway, boom, you get me. What was it on? August the 4th or something like that, 2011. I woke up at 4 in the morning and I see like, North London on fire. What's going on? So I've just been watching it, trying to clock like where the hell it is. Because I'm looking, I'm like, I know this ain't Edmonton. Yo, come to find out, yo, it's Tottenham. I'm like, yo. And I remember the evening before, so you know, let's say it was association at like 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Some Southview, one mixed race you. He must have walked past. I used to say hello to him. I used to talk to him and that. I thought he told me, some Norwood you got licked down. So I was like, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, like, why is he telling me? But I thought, whatever it is. Listen, when you're in jail, yeah, like, man, just all man's fixated on is what's going on in the outside world. Yeah, this happened, that happened. So when he walked past me, I thought he said some Norwood you got licked down. I clocked afterwards, he said some North you. So he was talking about Mark Duggan. So I was like, it makes sense now. But I didn't even know what happened. So obviously I'm watching the news report at 4 in the morning. Then at like 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning, you go for exercise. Now there was a Tottenham youth. To be fair, he should have been an op, but you get me, he was cool still. Big up Bullets. That's my cousin's brethren. He was on my wing. Bullets is well known in my generation in Tottenham. He said, did you see the news? And that, I must have asked him or whatever in it. And he was like, yeah, Mark Duggan got shot. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Boom. And then just from there on, man was just glued watching the news, because obviously then it started to spread. So it wasn't just in Tottenham, it was in Hackney, Clarence Road, which is near Pembury, probably Brixton, and that happened in Wood Green. It was in Edmonton, Enfield, it was all over the place. Then obviously the other areas that they started copycatting. You got people in Nottingham, Manchester. Apparently, like some of the tenants told me that they was rioting in Northampton, allegedly. Obviously, back then, I never even heard of Northampton. Like, if someone said Northampton was above Southampton, I would have believed it, because I didn't even know where Northampton was. Never even heard of the place before. So, so obviously this is way before man bought a property and that. So, yeah, that was nuts, man. It was nuts. It was entertaining to watch, but it was nuts. And then obviously in the prison, so there was 2 house blocks in ISIS. You had Thames and you had Meridian. Thames was from 18 to 21 years old. So obviously I was 18, so I was one of the youngest there. And Meridian was like 22 to 25. But some of the bad youths from Thames, or some of the youths that might have got into some trouble, they used to go over to Meridian with the older ones. And they were bringing in a lot of people from the riots. Like, they were filling up the prisons, filling up Feltham, filling up ISIS, probably all the local prisons, Brixton and that, just filling them up, because people were just getting nicked. Everyone was getting nicked. That's why it was easy for me to jump off the roads, because a lot of people say, how was you able to jump off the road so easily when you came out of prison and that? Blood, there was no one about. The man, even like the man from my estate, like, we're not a gang, but we're just randomly. We look like a gang potentially in that, but them lot are not on no postcode repping thing. But, you know, we could look like a gang when we chill on my estate. them lot were all in prison. Like, there's like 4 of my brothers, they went in jail, or at least 2 or 3 of them went in jail for my state. Then my other brethren and some other the man them that I used to roll with and that, they're in prison. Everyone was in jail for the riots. So when I came out, I didn't even know, because I wasn't one to really phone home too much. I used to phone my mum to ask for money, but like my brethren and I just phoned them once or twice, because I mean, I made friends in prison, so I didn't really care what my brethren was really on when they were on roll, and I was just kind of, you know, enjoying myself in prison. But yeah, when I came out, damn, man, were in prison. When I came out, I didn't even tell no one that I was coming out on a specific day. But I think one of my mum told one of my brethrens, and then whatever in it. So when one of my brethrens come to link me on Friday night when I came out, he said, "Yeah, you see them man there from the next road and that, they're all in jail." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Swear down." Yeah, they tried to do this and that. Anyway, that brethren ended up going in jail as well, because he must have broke into a, I don't know, some sort of a jewelry shop or something like that, phone shop. Broke into the shop, cut himself on some glass. Obviously, your blood should not be on no glass in a shop for obvious reasons. So they linked into a burglary, and yeah, he got like 9 months or something. He was in Aylesbury.